Hey everyone and welcome to my channel. I hope that you are all good. In today's video I'm going to be showing you guys this purple and green Halloween set that I done for a Charlie's nail art collab. I will leave all the information in the description box below about the Charlie's collabs in case any of you guys would like to take part. So the first product that I'm going to be using is this bright green glitter mix, and I'm just going to be using this as a base for a more chunky glitter. So what I have already done is prepped all of my tips and applied a base coat, and then I've mixed this glitter in with some base coat, and I'm just applying that using a gel brush to the entire nail. This is just because my chunky mix, I wouldn't have got full coverage with it. It would have either needed a colour or glitter behind it, and I just thought a glitter would give it a little bit extra sparkle. So I'm just making sure that this glitter is nice and smooth, there's no lumps and bumps, and then I'm going to leave that wet and pop down my dot mix. So this dot mix is a Witch's Potion from Charlie's Nailer. I do have a discount code for Charlie's, which is always in the description box below, so do check that out because it will get you 10% off your order. And all I've done is dipped my brush into some base coat to pick up those glitter dots, and then I'm applying them to the nail. And I'm just using my brush to spread them out and move them so there's not too many on top of one another and that you can see all the different colours. I'm just going to take my time to make sure that the entire nail is covered and I'm happy with the coverage. And by keeping a little bit of base coat on your brush, you're just able to move them around a lot easier. And obviously that glitter gel mix underneath is still wet, so they're gonna, once they cure, they're gonna be held into place by that. Just taking my time to pick up certain colours that I want in certain places so there's not too many of one colour together. And then before I cure this, what I will do is just run my fingers or my brush down the sides of the nail just to make sure that all of those glitter dots are not coming off of the sides or the free edge of the nail. Otherwise you won't be able to fully encapsulate them. So just try your best to stop them from going over the sides of that free edge. I'll then pop that now in to cure for 60 seconds, and we're then going to come in with the Kiki London Easy Build Up Builder Gel in Crystal Clear, and I'm going to be using this to encapsulate the glitter and build up the strength and structure of the nail. So starting off, I'm just applying my slip layer and I'm really scrubbing this layer around those glitter pieces because they are quite chunky. This will just make it a lot easier when it comes to applying our next layer of gel. And with your slip layer, you do leave this wet. And then I'm going to come in and pick up that larger ball of gel, and because the slip layer is there, it will also just flow and easily move over the nail. So as you can see, I've just placed that down and then I'm just moving that gel from side to side, leaving the bulk of it in that back third because that's where our apex area would be if we were doing this on a client. And then I'm going to come in with another ball of gel just to help finish off encapsulating that nail and building up the rest of the structure. Then I'm just going to hold that upside down to help pull the gel into the center before giving it a full cure for 60 seconds. On to the next now, and I'm going to be starting off by using the Kiki London French White. So I'm going to apply my first coat of this to the entire nail and pop that in to cure for 60 seconds. As I said previously, I have already applied my base coat, so we're just coming straight in with the colour. And I absolutely love the Kiki London French White. It's my go-to white because it always only ever needs a maximum of 2 coats, and you can use the coats quite thin and still get full-on coverage. So once I have applied that second coat, I'll pop this in to cure for 60 seconds. And then on this now, we're going to be doing a glitter fade using those glitter dots. So I'm picking them up with some base coat on my brush, and then I'm just moving them around until I'm happy with how they're all placed. I decided I wouldn't pop the green glitter down under these ones just because we've got that white background, and I'm really glad that I didn't because I quite liked how the green dots popped against the white. It really showed up how luminous they look. So I'm just taking my time to move the dots around until I'm happy with how they're all placed, and just, you know, creating that fade. Again, like I said before, I don't want too many of the same colours close together, so I'm just taking my time to get that how I want it to be. I did decide after doing this that I would come in with a few more glitters down at the tip end just to give it that more full-on coverage and to make it look more like a fade. So originally I was going to leave it like this, and I just thought, no, it doesn't look right. So just applied a little bit of base coat just to move everything around a little easier. And then I'm just tapping on my glitters where I want them to be, just to build up that coverage. I absolutely love a dot mix, and Charlie's have quite a few different colours to choose from, so definitely check them out. I've got most of their dot mix collection now, I think. But I love this one for Halloween. It's perfect Halloween colours. So when I see that Charlie said she was doing a green and purple collab, I knew that I had to use this one. And again, also make sure that those glitters don't come over your free edge or your side walls. And then I'll pop this in to cure for 60 seconds and we'll be ready to encapsulate and build up our strength. So I'm encapsulating exactly the same as before, applying my slip layer. So that's a nice thin wet layer of gel. And then I'll come in with my larger ball of gel and build up my strength and structure. And then once I'm happy with that, I'll pop it in to cure for 60 seconds. Now, the other 3 nails that I did these as just gel polish designs. I didn't build up any strength or structure on them as such. I kind of did them as designs you would do on top of a builder gel nail or on top of an acrylic nail, just because I was just doing it for the design purpose. Where on these 2 nails, because I used the glitters, I wanted to make sure I encapsulated and stuff like that so I could show you guys. So just bear that in mind when I'm doing the next 3 nails, that they're designs to be done on top of a finished filed nail. I hope that makes sense. And I'm really loving these Kiki London builder gels. They're really fab to work with, especially if you're like myself and haven't worked with gel in a long time. That thicker consistency makes them so much easier to work with. But as always, once I have finished applying my gel, I'll just pop that upside down to help pull the product into the center. So moving on to the other 3 nails, I'm going to be using the Kiki London's Black Heart on those. I just will show you doing it on 1 tip. So I've already applied my base coat and cured it, and then I'm going to come in and apply my first coat. Now with black gel polish, you want to work super thin. It's obviously so highly pigmented that if you work too thick with it, you'll find that it may wrinkle when you pop it in to cure. So just keep your layers thin. And like I said, Kiki London's polishes are very highly pigmented. So with things like black, you can usually get away with only doing 1 coat, but I personally always like to apply 2 just to get that nice even colour. So I applied my first coat, I'll pop that in to cure for 60 seconds, and then I'll come in and apply my second coat. I'm applying that second coat exactly the same as before, keeping it nice and thin, and then I'll cure that as well for 60 seconds. And I just want to apologise for any noise that's in the background. I have the window open, and I think one of the houses down my road is having some work done, so there seems to be lots of noise outside. But anyway, I'm then going to come in with my Kiki London matte top coat because I wanted this nail to be matte. So I'm just going to apply a thin layer of this to all of the nail, and then I'll pop that in to cure for 60 seconds. And then I'm going to be using some spider gel. Now this was my first time using spider gel, so it didn't go as well as it could have done, to be honest. I didn't really feel like I knew what I was doing. I bought this ages ago and just haven't had a chance to really play around with it. But I thought, you know what, I'll give it a go in this set. But as you can see, I'm just simply dragging that from side to side, and then I'll pop that in to cure for 60 seconds as well. Didn't really create much of a design, just some scribbly lines. I'm sure other people have done a lot more amazing stuff with spider gel, and it does seem fun to use, so I definitely need to play around with it a bit more. And then I'm going to be keeping this nail matte, so I'm just wiping off that tacky layer from the spider gel, and then I'm going to be popping down a little skull charm. So I'm just going to pop that down with some nail glue. If I was doing this set on myself or a client, I would probably use a builder gel or a jewelry gel just to make sure that the skull is really set in place, but just because it's there for design purposes, I just popped it down with some nail glue. This little skull charm is from Charlie's Nail Art as well. And then the other 2 nails, I'm going to be using these gorgeous chrome powders on. So I have already applied 2 layers of the black gel polish, and then I've applied a no wipe top coat, and then I'm going to simply burnish that chrome powder into the cured top coat. Just really rubbing it in, making sure that you're applying a nice amount of pressure just to make sure that you get that chrome effect. And then I'm just going to brush off any excess And as you can see, it's left a really pretty finish. I don't use chrome often enough, to be honest. I absolutely love how this purple one especially looked. Now the green didn't apply as well as the purple one at first. I think what happened was where I done the top coats both at the same time on the black nails, it had cooled too much by the time I got to the green one. So what I done was I was rubbing it in, and you can see it's just not taking on the nail. So I brushed it off, applied another layer of top coat and popped that in to cure. And then whilst it was still warm, when it's come straight out of the lamp, that's when I rubbed my chrome in. Now I'm not sure if that's the same for all chromes. I just did feel as though with this one it needed a no wipe top coat. You needed to be applied to the no wipe top coat as soon as it come out of the lamp. So I'm just applying it exactly the same as before, and then it went on perfectly. But I just thought I would leave that in because, you know, these things happen and sometimes it takes trial and error to rectify them or get it to work, and that was what worked for me. I'm then going to come in and top coat all of the nails with the Kiki London top coat. So I was leaving one nail matte, so I'm just going to top coat the remaining 4 nails, and I was just showing you guys there, that's what the builder gel nails looked like once I had filed and buffed them. So I'm just going to apply a nice even layer to all 4 of the nails and then pop them in to cure for 60 seconds. So this was just a bit of a random put together winging it set. I didn't really have a plan. All I knew was I wanted to use the glitter dots, but I hope you guys enjoyed the design. It was definitely fun to try out some different things like the spider gels and use some chromes. So I hope you all enjoyed watching. If you did, then please don't forget to give the video a thumbs up or let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and do check out the Charlie's Nail Art Facebook group and Instagram page and come along and take part in some of the collabs. They're a great way if you're lacking nail mojo to get doing a set. So thank you all again so much for watching, and I shall hopefully see you all again in the next video. Take care, lots of love, and bye bye.